All right. So let's go to a place that we frequently visit, and that is Tennessee, and talk about the Tennessee Titans, who were in Pittsburgh yesterday, take on the Steelers. And they, after having had the lead, lost the lead, fumbled the bag more ways than one, end up losing the game 19-13 for their third loss out of the last 4 games. Ryan Tannehill in this game was pretty bad, 23 of 32 for 153 yards and 1 interception. On the ground, between Foreman and Hilliard, 42 carries, 201 yards, and 1 touchdown, and Jeremy McNichol and Tannehill were sprinkled in there. But they ended up losing this game. So with this, they're 9-5, but still have lost 3 out of the last 4. Future does not look bright. Is it fair or unfair to say that the Tennessee Titans cannot recover from this loss against the Steelers?
I think it's unfair. Their remaining schedule is actually favorable. You have the 49ers and the Dolphins coming to town, and then they travel to play the Texans, which, depending on what things look like, they're probably going to lose that Texans game, only because they're not going to play anybody, not because the Texans are better. It's probably one of those situations where they sit everybody, and then the Texans play their starters, and they somehow find a way to win. But I am concerned about this team. I told y'all my one concern about the Titans and Titans fans. You guys didn't want to listen to me. I had 2 concerns for your team. Let me go ahead and turn this down real quick so you guys can listen to me and hear me say this loud and clearly. Tennessee Titans. I told you guys as soon as this happened, we had our video months ago where we asked the question, was Julio Jones making the Tennessee Titans contenders for the Super Bowl? And I said no. I said no because Julio doesn't change anything for them. Mainly because there's a chance Julio won't be there most of the season because Julio only played 9 games a season and 4. He's 33 years old or 32, around that realm. And we're seeing that he's starting to have hamstring issues. When a wide receiver of his caliber has hamstring issues, Jimmy, what typically happens? They keep happening over and over and over again. Jimmy, did you know that Julio Jones left this game with a hamstring injury?
I did know that. Yep.
So it's telling me one thing and one thing only. They've got to trust Ryan Tannehill to get it to everybody else. They don't have no Jonnu Smith anymore. So as much as everyone has told me about Ferkser, my apologies, Anthony, is he putting up the numbers that y'all thought he was going to put up? Because I'm looking at these numbers, and so far this season, he's caught 26 passes for 198 yards. Jimmy?
Yeah.
I was told that Ferkser was someone to be, he's going to step in there and do it. You know he has no touchdowns this season?
Doesn't surprise me.
So, Titans fans, I get you guys hated me for a while because of what I said. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're right. I have absolutely no clue what the bleep I am talking about, except for when I told you all that Julio Jones was not going to be healthy this year. Why are we here?
Well, to add to that, one of your other criticisms of this team was the performance of Ryan Tannehill, and he did very little in this game to actually help them weather the storm. Because, I mean, he went 23 of 32, but for 153, that means he was checking down. Now, I know the Steelers' defense is much better at home. I understand all that. But, I mean, you faced tough defenses before. You've been to the playoffs. You've been deep in the playoffs before. That's not good enough, even though you're facing a good defense and 1 interception. Now, to answer that question, can they recover from this? I'm going to say it's unfair to say that they can't. I'm encouraged by the fact that they had over 200 yards on the ground. I know there are 2 running backs that have come in for Derrick Henry, Hilliard, and Foreman. I know that combined, they're not what Derrick Henry is in the sense of instilling fear in the defense that he's facing and really getting those extra guys in the box.
Yep.
So I understand that they can do that, but still 201 on the ground against the Steelers, that's pretty good. That's good, actually. Now, yes, you're down your 2 best receivers. You talked about Julio. They got A.J. Brown back today in practice,
yes,
right?
He's supposed to be back next week.
Because that's a big part of what they needed. They needed one of those receivers to come back and actually stay Hopefully A.J. Brown can stay and play in each of the games these last remaining weeks. And they got Bud Dupree back, who was pretty good. He had a couple of tackles, had a sack. This was a bit of a revenge game for him as a former Steeler.
Yes, he
was good. So, I mean, the defense, because my criticism was I can't trust the defense. That's why I can't say that this team is going to go far. And the defense, I thought, played actually pretty well. Actually, no, they played really good in this game because they gave up 19 points, but your offense fumbled the bag 4 times, 3 fumbles, 1 interception, 4 turnovers. Nobody can win if you turn the ball over 4 times. Doesn't matter if you have the lead. So this is really on the offense. I think that Mike Vrabel, being a former player of Bill Belichick and the Patriots, preaches ball security all the time. They may have forgot that. They may have tuned him out. But he can show them the tape of these 3 fumbles and help them to understand. Do not forget the detail of ball security. Even if you have to get 1 or 2 fewer yards because you have an extra hand on the ball and you can't juke and maneuver like you normally would, it's better to keep possession than it is to fight for that extra 1 or 2 yards. So I think they're going to get that cleaned up. They're going to be better. Did you mention their remaining schedule?
I did mention their remaining schedule. They've got 49ers, Dolphins, and let me pull it back up. 49ers, Dolphins, and they travel to Houston, which is the game I think they're going to lose.
They can win all of those. I think they can win all of those 3 games.
No, I don't. And again, I'm mentioning this to you all, Titans fans. I know y'all be getting a little mad whenever people criticize your team. I didn't say that they were going to lose the game to the Texans because the Texans are better. Mm-hmm. I think that's the week you sit your players, especially if you have your division wrapped up, which now is a concern because the Colts they're trending up.
Yeah, they are.
There's a good chance you might not win your division, so you might have to play everybody. But if there's a chance you don't have to play anybody, you rest as many people as possible against the Texans. That way, you are prepared for the playoffs because the playoffs are not going to be easy. Yeah. If it's a game of attrition, if you ain't got the health. Yeesh.
Now, my 49ers, they're surging 6-2 in their last 8 games.
Surging.
Yeah, in a sense, compared to how they were playing earlier this season. So you have them on Thursday on a short week. So that's going to be tricky. We know how those Thursday games can be. But they're probably going to need at least 2 out of the – why do you keep saying surging? What's wrong with – they are surging.
No, keep going. No.
Outside of that one loss to the Seahawks, which I predict every year is going to happen. So this is not going to be easy. The Dolphins team, they're a little better than people think. That's not going to be easy, but they need to come out of this 2-1 instead of 1-2. If they come out of this 1-2, they are finished. They cannot recover. They didn't recover from this. But 2-1, you go into the playoffs with 11 wins, probably in a wild card spot. But you like your chances, especially if you can get Derrick Henry back, which the word is he'll be back by the start of the playoffs.
There's a chance. If you get Derrick Henry back, I think you'd be good. And that's the funny thing is that as much as I could have jumped all over y'all and made jokes and clowned after Derrick Henry went down, I didn't say anything about Derrick Henry. You know why? Because I wasn't concerned about Derrick Henry being in or out. Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. Losing him is devastating, but at the same time, your schedule has been favorable this year, so I figured you'd be fine by losing him at the time you did. Even though now you guys did actually lose to the Texans recently, the Patriots, and the Steelers, so you lost 3 of your last 4. But my point, and going back to me about Julio Jones, before we move on, Jimmy, I want you to hear this.
Okay.
How many games do you think Julio Jones has played this year?
I'm gonna say 4.
He's played 8. So he's played 8 games. It doesn't seem like it. No. He's played 8 games.
Okay.
25 receptions, 369 yards this season.
0 touchdowns.
0 touchdowns.
I've never seen a more talented receiver not score.
He, for some reason, I used to blame it on our boy Ryan, Matt Ryan, the other Ryan. Not Ryan Tannehill, but Matt Ryan Tannehill. I was trying to figure out what the heck, why he wouldn't throw it to him toward the end zone. And now it looks like Tannehill's got the exact same problem.
That's what it is. It's quarterbacks with the name Ryan. First, last name
Ryan name.
He's got to get away from them.
It's true. I'm trying to think, who was his quarterback at Alabama back there in 11? He had what?
It wasn't McElroy, was it?
I think it was McElroy, but he wasn't a Ryan, so he was putting up numbers there.
Right. Yeah, big
Good
numbers.
point.
Yeah.
Touche. So, but with that, Titans fans, I do pray for you all to be more prosperous later this season. You're probably going to lose that 49ers game because, like you said, they are trending up.
Yes.
They are.
That's going to be a tough game either way. I think the 49ers are minus 3.5 point favorites. So that's going to be a really interesting game. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Wait. The 49ers are what?
A minus 3.5 point favorite.
In Tennessee?
In Tennessee.
That is concerning. And then the Colts are also 8-6. So good thing y'all's defense is good, though. because that defense did its job
Yeah,
of
they're
holding the Steelers to only 19 points after getting all those turnovers. So